everyone, and welcome to Justin's Review. My name is Justin, and today we have a pretty special video. We are going to be trying to recreate Ayrton Senna stuck in 6th gear challenge around Brazil in his car against the 0% AI, and try and see if we can manage to beat them. So we're going to do a 25% race. We're going to do one pit stop, so it makes it a little easier for the AI. And yeah, we're gonna do a spec, so like that we have a chance, because I know how in single class there's like 2008 cars as well, and it's crazy. And last time I remember it was dry, but I don't remember too much. So now let's see what Crofty has to say.
It's time for today's race at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache circuit here in Sao Paulo. And as any of the 80,000 capacity crowd will tell you, this is going to be a fantastic race. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. Two very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junção into one of the two DRS zones will be the key to any overtaking prospects today.
Right, so here we are. I believe there are somewhat 19 laps, or 18 laps, yeah, 18 laps of this race. The quickest strategy is, of course, a no stop. But we're gonna stop, because we can. So here we are on the grid. We have 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We get a pretty rough start. I don't know how to do my starts in old cars. There's just a lot of wheel spins. So you see, I'm not going in 6th gear just yet, but I can only enter 6th gear once I actually gear up into 6. Obviously, so we're just gonna do a normal start. And then from here on onwards, 6th gear until the rest of the race. So as you can see, it's pretty, it's easier than I thought it was, not gonna lie. I thought, we were just gonna be nowhere, and there'd be no grip, but I don't know why I thought there was gonna be no grip, but since we're in a higher gear, we can literally go flat out around the outside of these guys. We're thinking about going for a Barnes into the right-hander, but we think better of it, and we just say, well, we have the best traction out of everyone, we just go around the outside of all of them. And it took me a while to figure out that I can do slam on the throttle years before the actual corner and brake later as well, because engine braking. And yeah, so it's really just me learning the car, I guess, see how it handles in 6th gear for the rest of this first stint, and we completely smash into the back of 9th, and this is the place where we lose a crap ton of time. All the positions we gained on lap 1, we basically just lost them through that one corner, because we get 0 acceleration from it. We go from 0 to 100 in like 5 seconds. It's really slow. But I also noticed when you do rear end the AI, or at least like that, they tend to slam on the brakes and come to a halt, which is normal, I guess. When you're about to spin out, you tend to slow down. But I mean, yeah, as we almost hit the back there, who's Izumi, and then we go around the outside of Darnes again, as we almost lose the back end there. And surprisingly, we're going purple. But you'd think you're around 10-20 seconds a lap faster, but here throughout this whole race, I think we were only the best part of 3-4 seconds faster. So it wasn't, I didn't have the competitive edge over everyone, but I was still 3-4 seconds faster in F1. That's a lot. Here I noticed that they brake through the left-hander, and here they brake at the 100-meter board rather than towards the 50. And we'll here, just look at Roth and look at the delta on the top left. Those 5/10 getting out of course, 6, 7, 8, 1 second, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. And if you want to go to a certain extreme, we basically lost a second to acceleration down. We were 5/10, and then we were already 1.3. We almost lost a full second. But we're the fastest car on the track so far, which is a good sign. Just Roth up ahead. We're going to be boxing, I think, at around lap 6, 5, something like that. Not too late, but early enough so like that where we overtake everyone, and then we think about moving on there as we go down the inside there. Who is that? Correa? Yeah, a lot of these names I don't know how to pronounce because, you know, they're just AI names, and Codemasters decided, alright, let's add these names. Or they could be little nods to other drivers in the past. I'm not sure, but I definitely don't remember Jones being an F1. That is my lack of knowledge though, so if there was a Jones, I apologize, as we completely sent Jones into the grass. That is my fault. He was going a little slower than expected, and in return we just essentially rear-ended him, which is not nice, but hey, that's racing. But I think we're actually gonna box this lap. I'm not sure, but looking at the video here at the bottom, we're getting close to that pit stop time, and yeah, we are boxing this lap. So we're gonna box lap 3 nice and early, and we're somewhat at the front, but we're gonna come out somewhat towards the back. So it's pit stop time. We get the braking just nice. The engine braking definitely works a charm in this car. And here you'll be able to see a few flashbacks, a few mistakes. I forget to turn off my pit limiter, and I'm like, why 6-gear glitch? And then I turn off, and then I completely spin. And here again, I just lose the back end, it's spin again. And then this is the one that makes it into the video. So we make it out in P20, last place. And now essentially, it's a push from now on. So we're going to skip on to a bit once we catch up to the backpack. I skipped Jones because he's separated from P18 Murray, and we set the fastest lap 2 seconds quicker than our previous best, and that is not our fastest lap of the race. I can assure you that we improve every single lap. We get more confident with the accelerator, the braking, because, you know, we can brake later, accelerate earlier. It's basically everything that you need. It's just acceleration that's pretty bad, but we have all the traction in the world, to say the least. So now this is going to remain pretty uncut as we go through the field here, because you know, skipping through it isn't really not what you want, and this is probably the most entertaining stuff in a whole race, the overtaking anyways. So we go around the outside of one car and 2 cars, and we think about going around the outside of the 3rd car, but then we switch back towards the inside, and that's us into P14. Now P13, Waldmuller in P13, and we have Visser in front of us. And actually, Waldmuller gets back in front of us, but then we outbrake him. And he's still there, but then, you know, we finally managed, thanks to our OP skills in F1. And here, as you can see, they brake just after 100 meter board. We brake in between the 2 boards, so we go down the inside, and that's us into P12, or is it? Because he has the better acceleration, and we get absolutely robbed off that acceleration zone. And we actually come under pressure from Waldmuller again, but luckily we have the same top speed as them. As now we're going to make it 3 wide heading into turn 1. This doesn't usually go well. We make a little bit of contact there with Waldmuller, but we brake the late, and we claim P13. Try to go around the outside of Visser, and he actually dabbed on the brakes there a bit through the left-hander, which is not good, especially for him, you'd say. And we go down the inside of Izumi again. So we're overtaking the people that we've just overtaken basically before the pit stop, as you would, because, you know, the field doesn't change when you box. But I think at the end of this lap, or we almost hit the back of Darnus there, I forgot about that. And I think at the end of this lap, there's we're gonna fast forward because there's a big gap as we completely smash into the back of Calabresi. I think all these names, I'm completely bothering the names. I do apologize. But yes, at the end of this lap, we'll fast forward because the leaders are quite a bit away. If you look on the mini map, they're just at the final corner. This group of cars are only entering the final corner now, so they're the best part of 4 or 5 seconds in front of these guys. 4 or 5 seconds is really like 2 seconds or a second in our pace time. So I promised to fast forward, and here we go. The fast forward for a little bit, and I completely forgot how quickly we fast forward there, but it's a pretty quick fast forward, and I think you can enjoy the noises. They're interesting noises, to say the least. I mean, at least from what I can hear, they're like very loud E noises, and I don't know if I'll keep it in the video because it's very, very distracting, and it sounds like a drill more than anything. but we'll see. So heading into lap 10 now, we catch up to the back. I was weaving to warm up the tires because I was actually getting not enough grip on the tires. As you could see through there, I lost the back end, but we get past Giles and we're up into P1 of this race. Now you think it's nice and simple, and you know, lap 13, everything's good, purple for sector, but now we come through here and we spin and damage the front left wing. Now you might think,
it'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
Now you might think, okay, you know, it's nothing major, it's just yellow. But if it was in a real world situation, Senna would have boxed. So what we're going to do is that we're going to box. We box 2 laps later so we can try and create a gap and then box. And yeah, try and re-over so we can create another challenge. And you'll see a few mistakes here again. Just ignore those. It's fine. We had comedy to the video. So we come out in P5 as we hit the little barrier there, looking no damage. Because back then the wings were like in between the wheels, so if you hit a wall, you hit the wheels. But as you can hear by the epic music, this is going to be some dramatic stuff here to get back into P1. Lap 16, their best part of 10 seconds in front, I think the leader. In 110% AI world, this would be scientifically impossible to overtake. But skipping on.
Good job, nice overtake.
Good job, nice overtake by Jeff. That's a little motivation there to boost us. And P3 is just up the road, and we should be able to get him by the end of this lap, let alone before the last corner, I'd even say. Because they dab on the brakes here to the left, you'll see they're much slower than us. Going up here, we're going purple middle sector, so we definitely have pace. We choose to go around the outside of, who's that, McClaskey. He gets back in front of us, but we're approaching ever so quickly, and we skip on to move to the beat there. We go around the outside of P3 and P2, heading through the Senna S's, and now we only have P1 to look out for, and we'll skip on to, I think, the final lap. We get the move done on him, but it's lap 17, and we have a lap to make up 4.8 seconds. That should be pretty easy now. But coming on to the final lap here, we set the fastest lap of the race at 1:23.3, and definitely shows that we have the pace and we are quicker to Giles. If he was quicker, we would have set the fastest lap. But now coming through, we try and go around the outside, but he's too far ahead. So now coming through this first DRS straight, no DRS in these cars. We think about going down the inside, but we do go down the inside, and that's us into P1 for this race. After boxing twice, we make it through into P1 on the last lap of the race. We sacrifice our fastest lap here, potential fastest lap, do some donuts, or do some weaves, not donuts.
Absolutely awesome, just amazing, well done.
Faces on our top 3 look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
So I think we started like P15 or something, and then finished P1, and I really enjoyed that. I had fun. Then again, racing in 60 gear wasn't really the thing I do again, but you know, it was a fun experience for the video, and I hope you guys enjoy that editing as much as I did. But going through standings here, or not standings, the completed grid. We started, okay, it doesn't say, it just says class, but we started like P15, I think it was, and we set the fastest lap of the race by a good 3-4 seconds to the rest of the field. So that's been it for today's episode, this week's episode, whatever you want to call it. Last time we talked, Max Verstappen won the Silverstone Grand Prix, which is a big thumbs up. FP1 just finished, P3 so far for Max, and we'll have to see what he can do this weekend. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.